Hello, everybody. I want to welcome you to Compass Games Live. It's episode 67 tonight. It's October 28th. And yes, as some have mentioned, we're getting closer and closer to Compass Games Expo, which we'll be touching upon a little bit tonight. So we're getting excited about that. But before we get to the Compass Expo, let's do a quick update, if we can, on the product pipeline. So I'll go ahead and zoom in just to make it a little bit bigger. I know it's hard to make out, but the good news is actually nothing's changed. Nothing's getting pushed back. Last 2 months here, we're holding steady and firm. So we've recently released Kharkov Battles. That is our most recent release. And we now have, for the month of November, which is just around the corner, we have Russian Campaign, the 1974 original John Edwards edition of the game, as well as Paper Wars issue 99. Those will both be released in November. Also, I believe issue 99, if I'm not mistaken, includes an expansion for Schnellboats. So I believe that is the expansion for 99, and then Paper Wars 100, which will be out early next year, has the America Bomber expansion, which we've talked about in the past. And then we're going to close out the year in December with Imperial Tide, The Great War. It's a 2-player game with a solitaire bot mode by Gregory M. Smith. So I know a lot of folks are looking forward to that game as well. So so our release schedule is definitely holding firm as far as how we're going to be closing out the year. What I'm not sure about yet is we would be scheduled for a town hall session next week. I will check with Bill Thomas if that's something he would like to do, because we have preparations obviously underway right now for Compass Expo. So again, the dates are going to be November 11th through the 15th. So since next week is not the Compass Expo week, I'm hoping that we can get Bill to join us to do a town hall a week from today, next Thursday, which will be our last session leading to Compass Expo. But just a reminder again, for Compass Expo, it's really just coming around the corner. It's going to be starting a week from next Thursday on the 11th, runs through the 15th through Veterans Day. And it's a new facility, a nice new facility we're going to be staying at. I understand there's some good areas you can do dining at, just walking distance as well, which will come in handy because I'm sure the weather will be nice. Registration has been picking up. So we had 3 or 4 registrations today. So I'm just scrolling down just for a moment. Our attendee roster, again, let me just zoom in here just a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. Our attendee roster right now is up to 91. So we're definitely closing in on the century mark for Compass Expo with less than 2 weeks to go. I think we'll definitely hit it. We're also hitting an ad campaign is starting up tomorrow that's going to run just for a week. We're going to hit it hard for 1 week. On Board Game Geek on their war game section of the site. So we'll be getting the word out to all those on the East Coast, at least for sure, as we get closer and closer to the Expo. So just a reminder, if you are going to be joining us at Expo, we have the game's sign-up sheet area, which you can see right here. You can freely change your game choices or selections if you'd like to do that. I believe I just have 1 or 2 updates I do need to make. Somebody's sent some changes that I need to add, but my plan is moving forward, we're going to be updating the game sign up page every day for now on. And the goal is to help you find people that you can go ahead and coordinate with the game with. So here I've zoomed in. It's a little cut off on the right just because I've zoomed in a little bit too much, but it will display fine at 100%. But again, you can see all the games listed on the left. And then if it's somebody's first choice, second choice, third choice, or alternate choice, so on and so forth, you can see the names of the people. If there's a blue highlight in the first choice area, that means we've got a successful matchup to find players to play their first choice so they can get a table together and do some pre-event coordination. And then, of course, the other names you see along in the green areas, that's to help match up everybody to see who would be interested in playing those games. And then, of course, here up again to the attendee roster area, we're providing email addresses with permission, of course, as long as we're given permission. We're disclosing emails, and that's done intentionally. So you can email and coordinate with people that you think you'd like to try to play a game that other person would like to play also. So it's all about just doing some pre-event coordination, reaching out to people by email, and then just be sure to update your game sign-up selection that you see here, and we'll update that every day for now on. So we're really excited about the event. I know it's going to be a real good one, and we're less than 2 weeks away, believe it or not. So really unbelievable how close we are to Compass Expo. So we're excited about that. I'll also be sending out reminders tomorrow for those that haven't had a chance to pay yet. We do know people have credit carryovers from 2020 when we had to cancel because of the pandemic. So we'll be sure to just reach out to those that don't have a credit that haven't yet paid for Expo registration dues, which are just only $45 for the entire event. Also, the newsletter has not gone out yet, so just FYI, you haven't missed anything regarding the newsletter. So October 20th of last week is when we sent out the last newsletter. Obviously, our big new release was Kharkov Battles. So again, a lot of attention. People are starting to receive that game now. I've seen some social media posts about the game. I know Kev Sharp was still waiting for his copy. I'm not sure why he hasn't received his copy yet, but hopefully he got his in the last 2 days. At least I hope so. But I think most people have got have received their copy of the game for Kharkov Battles. And again, just a reminder, we've got the holiday catalog sale that's in effect through January 25th. So you can download the catalog directly from our website if you want to see what specials we have. And then Bill's also marked the anticipated release dates for games for next year or beyond. So if you're wondering about a release date for a certain game, you'll see if you download the catalog, if you don't have the print copy yet, you can see sort of what those anticipated release dates look like. We've covered pre-orders already, so I'm not going to spend any time on pre-orders today. Again, same thing with the Paper War subscription with your issue 100, which will be, again, that will be going out early Q1 of next year. That will be your last issue for your active subscription. And then everybody needs to hopefully resubscribe because the next series in the block will be 101 through 104. But again, 99 is going out in just a few weeks in November, and then 100 will go out early next year. And then hopefully everybody can get their renewal in for 101 through 104. So just a reminder of that. The low stock alerts, absolutely. Please note, I'll talk a little bit more about the low stock alerts here in a moment. Also, I'm going to bring in here Mo just for a moment here in a second, because we also announced a lot of Vassal modules where we're putting a full court press thanks to Maurice Fitzgerald being involved with Mo's Game Table. He's helping us work with a lot of the Vassal module creators and developers, and we got a bunch of modules out. As you can see here, we got 5 modules out recently, and there's additional ones that have also come out since or will be out shortly, so we're excited about that. If you're not familiar with Vassal, we have a little Learn to Play that Kev Sharp did from Big Board. So definitely encourage you. I'm sorry, Ardwolf Lair. Got the people mixed up. Ardwolf Lair, he did a great 101 video on Vassal. So definitely check out what Ardwolf did for learning how to use Vassal for gaming. And then again, as mentioned, for November, we've got the 2 releases, the box game Russian Campaign, issue 99 of Paper Wars, as well with the Schnellboats expansion included in that. Again, the Facebook group is growing, over 1,200 now. Also, by the way, we're talking with Mark Ruggiero. We're looking to arrange a Compass Games West event as well. So obviously we're on the East Coast in Connecticut for the Expo I just mentioned in less than 2 weeks. But we're also looking to create a Expo event on the Compass Games West, Expo West, and we hope to have that next year. Most likely Northern California is what we're looking at right now for that. Learn to Play, we've actually held the Learn to Play already. So at this point, let me actually bring in Mo, because we're going to talk a little bit about the Learn to Play. Because we've already had Brett Dedrick was on recently on the 20th last week, did a great job. But Mo, let's get you in here so we can talk a little bit about how did the Napoleon's Eagles go? I know that was recently, and you're preparing the video to upload shortly.
Yeah, that went really well, and just have to do a couple more things on the video, and I'm working with the designer who wants to add a little bit to it as well. So it'll be delayed a little longer than normal. Normally, I try to get it out within a week or sooner. This one, it probably won't be till sometime late next week.
No, sounds good. I'm delayed too. I've got the town hall. I had those technical issues last week, and I'm going to get our town hall session from last Thursday edited. I'll get that posted by Monday is my new moving date, since some Expo stuff came up that I needed to help take care of this week. So definitely looking forward to that. But let's talk about what's actually coming up for our next Learn to Play session. So I'll give it away here. We got the little banner here, but tell us about our next Learn to Play we have coming up.
Yeah, the next one is going to be the Doomsday Project Episode 1, The Battle for Germany, and it's going to be with designer Adam Starkweather. That'll be November 17th, which will be after Expo at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. So I think if everybody has been really interested in World War III games, this will be a perfect thing to get into because this is a series. So if you
Yep.
learn the series with episode 1, you've got the Balkan Front coming out pretty soon,
Yep.
sometime next year. So I think that's when it's supposed to be. I don't want to say any dates because I don't know, but I'm guessing. So that'll be great if you know the
That's all.
series.
That's Bill's area for the town hall. I'm pretty
Exactly.
confident. I'm going to talk to Bill. I'm pretty confident we can do that town hall next week because it's still a week out before the expo starts. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. We'll do that town hall next week with Bill to talk
Sounds
about.
good. We need Bill unboxings. We need Bill's unboxings. We can't make it
Gotta
a
have
week
Bill's
without it.
unboxings, absolutely. So maybe we can have him do them in person too at Compass Expo. I think that would probably be the highlight. But good thing to mention. I mentioned we have at least on the email newsletter that went out last week. I just did that Ardwolf lair. There's quite a few tutorial videos, but Ardwolf looked like he did a really good job with his. I thought that'd be a good representative video. But as Board Game Bloke mentions over on YouTube, thanks for joining us tonight. Shameless shill, War Game Bootcamp and San Diego Historicon, they have their upcoming November virtual conference coming up again. And as mentioned here, if you're new to Discord or Vassal or Tabletop Simulators, another one, pseudo Vassal type platform. If you join San Diego Historical Virtual Con next week, they all have sessions to give 101 sessions on helping people sort of get familiar with how to use these online platforms. So I think that's a good recommendation to follow there for sure.
Yeah, and there's a lot of tools out there to learn how to use Vassal, and Vassal's a great tool for playing games when it comes to playing solitaire, playing with your friends online, playing through email, things like that. And it really, especially now with everything the way it's been the last 18, 19 months, it's really it's become a really widely used tool. So we've got a bunch of, like you were saying before, we've got a bunch of modules in development. We got a couple that are very, very close and a couple that are right behind those. So we should be having some more that'll be just waiting for Bill's approval here pretty soon. I can give away those ones: Dawn's Early Light, The War of 1812, and An Attrition of Souls. Both of those are with the designer currently.
That's awesome. So those are closing in. That's great. And then you did a great pick with Adam here because, as David mentions here, he's excited about this Learn to Play, and he's got the Balkan Front episode, which is episode 2, already pre-ordered. Same with David. David's agreeing with David Douglas is agreeing with David White as well. 2 Davids there back to back on Facebook. There you go. They're really happy to see that that's going to be the next one. And Jack, interesting, Jack. I want to see this Dune movie. I have to admit, I'm probably the only one in this entire group who has not read the book. I apologize. I have not read the Dune book
it either
at all. Everybody I talk to said, "Oh yeah, read it at least once already." So so that's the way it goes. But I definitely want to check out that movie. I'll probably take my son to that. But one thing I do want to share really quickly while I have you on is I'm just going to go back to the Compass site here for a second. We're actually working. So what we're doing right now, just to let everybody know, is we took your suggestion to heart about the Vassal, like making sure we can up our Vassal game and to really work on getting those done. And obviously we have this huge backlog. You've got 15, 20 projects already in development right now. So we've really taken it to heart. And I know I've shown in past episodes our tracking system. It's all tracked online in the cloud, and everybody sort of knows what's going on. So it's great. But another thing we want to do was we wanted to find a way to provide the latest news to everybody. So our concern was we weren't sure everybody was hitting this news link on the website, and we have a new badge that's going to appear in the bottom right-hand corner of our website. It's we're doing some final testing on it right now, so it actually doesn't appear right now. I can't show it tonight, but I believe I'll be able to show it if we do the town hall next week. I'll be able to show it, but I can do sort of a sneak peek because we've got the news section has now carried over to this new platform. So if I click on news, which everybody can do now, if you click on news on our website, and let me see if I can zoom in here, if this will work out okay. So what we have here is we have we have a new recent updates page. So this is all categorized. So if you just want to see, I just want news about, what's your new release, you can just pick a category on the right side. And there you go. Okay, hey, Kharkov Battles. So there's again, we're just starting with this new platform, so we're not going back 6 months, 9 months. We're just going forward with it. So we've got Kharkov Battles on here with a link to the product page. You can leave which will be interesting. You can leave sort of a sentiment rating. You know, are you happy about it? Are you like indifferent, or like, oh man, I'm pissed, not happy about whatever that announcement is? And then you can come in here and you can share your feedback, and that all comes to us on the back end. So if anybody has any issues with us, they can definitely do that. Again, Vassal, I want to talk about Vassal. So if you click on the Vassal news area, here's something new. So the latest, I believe this is the latest release, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes.
So the most recent Vassal that we finished off is Napoleon's Imperium. So that is now leading our news story, as well as these other 5 that were announced previously in the newsletter last week. So you can see here, every time there's a new Vassal release, I'm going to be just typing away, putting in an announcement like this. So if anybody's interested in that, definitely look for this. You can also subscribe for updates. So all you need is your name, your email address. It's a double opt-in. So once you submit your email, you'll receive a confirmation email request where you just click to confirm that that's you and you want to get these emails. So every time we add a new announcement to this page, you'll just receive a separate email about it. And again, we're covering a lot of different topics. We've got Learn to Play Doomsday. We've got your Doomsday in here already. We've got official errata for our latest release, Kharkov Battles. So we've announced, for game support, that you can get the latest game support. The Vassals in there, as mentioned. The low inventory alert, I sort of skipped that for now because I wanted to sort of say we've got it now covered here in our news section. So this shows the 10 games that are currently very low stock. We had 2 other games, which was the War Europe expansion and Red Star White Eagle. Those 2 are gone for good. They're already sold out, so they're not appearing here anymore. But if you just click on these images, that will take you to the order page. So again, you can see here, and here's the release again. So lots of items in here. We're also going to support the community. So if anybody does, any content creators out there, if you throw up a video about a Compass product, you just did this most recent one, Mo, on unboxing of Fall Blau, which is great timing because Kharkov Battles can be joined in with this game. And just going back in time, I just went a few days back in time, and the other video content contributor, Kev Sharp at Big Board, he reviewed the Compass Games catalog. He spent about an hour going through it, sharing his opinions about it. It was a really interesting session. So anybody who's a content contributor that's going to be talking about Compass products, we're gonna throw in an announcement here. We want to definitely aggregate your contribution to the hobby and for us. And we'll add you to this to the videos area. So again, just want to mention this is here on our website right now. You do have to obviously click on, and there's some quick links, by the way. So you can also expand the quick links section to our holiday catalog download, our latest newsletter, our most popular links, which is obviously works great on a phone, our link tree, which has all our key links on the phone. All that's available as well. In our homepage, going back to our homepage. So there will be bottom right, you're going to see a little bell alarm that sort of goes off whenever there's a new news item. That's going to be just appearing here in the bottom right. But again, just click on the news section on our website, everybody. And you can also subscribe to the news. And see, I'm trying to convince you, Mo, to sign up, to subscribe. To get the latest news, right?
Yeah, no, I love it. It's a great thing to have, and it makes it a lot more easily digestible for everybody. And you can just at a glance see everything. And I had said that, just to go back to the Vassal for a moment, I had said that there were 4 that were actually really close. 2 of them I did mention: Dawn's Early Light, Attrition of Souls. Right. Battle of Armageddon is the other, as well as Imperial Tide. But Imperial Tide will not be obviously available until we get past the 90-day embargo. But just to let everybody know, we're trying to work ahead, so that way when we get to that point, it just goes out. So that's something that we're going to be trying to do with this Vassal program as well.
And typically what we try to do with the Vassal developers is we will work ahead to have a playtest Vassal kit because we need it for playtesting. The drawback there is it's not probably going to be the final artwork for the game because there's changes before you get it ready for the printer. And then when we get the printer files, what happens then is we go back to that Vassal developer and say, hey, thanks for doing that playtest kit for us in Vassal. Can you now replace your files and use our print-ready files for the game, which will then get released 90 days after that embargo period. So it's really great. And how many developers do we have now? I think we are over 8 at least, right? I think it's at least
about
11 developers. So if anybody's interested, that's a I think Jack Stalika is actually involved now. He wanted to
Yeah,
try to
Jack's
do
going to be working on a Wagram from Paper Wars.
Paper Wars. That's good.
So
Paper
he's
Wars
going to
needs some
learn
love,
Vassal.
right? Yeah, we need to
Yeah.
talk more about Paper Wars because there's some great magazine games in there for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And thanks to Jack for stepping up. He hasn't done Vassal before, and he picked a great project to start with. And yeah, if there's other people wanting to learn how to do Vassal, we're Mo's happy to help support that effort for sure. So that's awesome. So yeah, thanks, Mo. I think it's great. So thanks again for everything on the Vassal front. Again, we'll have that news widget available on our website soon, but the news page is working already, and we will definitely push out announcements as Vassal modules get released. As we clear our backlog, we'll release a news story every time we have that new Vassal. And then the Learn to Play, yeah, definitely looking forward to this Learn to Play on November 17th, which will be just on the heels of Compass Expo.
Should be a good one. I know. And everybody,
timing.
like I said, series game, and it's World War III, which is really, really hot right now. So definitely a great time to get into it on the first game in the series.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Mo, for everything. We'll definitely check in with you again whenever our next live show is after Expo. And then are you planning to be at Compass Expo yourself?
Oh, I'll be there. I'll be there with bells on.
Great. So maybe there's a way are you going to do any broadcasting or tape? Are you going to tape some?
Oh yeah, I'll be doing a little bit of both. I'll be doing some live, and then I'll be doing some taping as well for later release. So maybe get some interviews in there. We'll try to catch John when he's not looking and he's stuffing his face full of donuts or something.
There we go. There we go. And then tonight, can we look for you at the Applebee's? Are you available tonight?
Yep. Yeah, I'll be in Applebee's. And then I'll also a little shout out to another content creator who does cover some Compass games, Todd from Wardrobe or Warderobe. He's going to be doing a little show later on tonight too, as well. So go check that out because Kev and I will be there as well as Hex to Hex. So we'll be doing something a little different, but that is just another content creator that does cover some Compass stuff. Just wanted to get his name out there as well.
That's awesome. Well, thanks so much. Thanks very much for everything you're doing. And I look forward to seeing you in less than 2 weeks in Connecticut.
Looking forward to it.
Thanks, Mo. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, so let's go on. I do want to cover our recent release. So I do want to talk a little bit about Kharkov Battles. Again, the timing is perfect. It's really great to see that Mo did that Fall Blau unboxing. Obviously, we could have done the unboxing video for Fall Blau a long time ago, but I know the reason Mo did it was he had Kharkov Battles, just coming out, knowing it was coming out from Compass. So with Kharkov Battles having the option to made up to extend Fall Blau, it was great timing, I thought, on Mo's part to go ahead and do a new preview video of Fall Blau. But really, the best way I think to do this topic justice, to talk about Kharkov Battles and then of course Fall Blau, is we should have a special guest for tonight. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and welcome the designer of both Fall Blau and Kharkov Battles. That's Greg Blanchette. How you doing tonight, Greg?
Howdy, John. I'm doing pretty good.
Great to see you. Thanks for saying howdy. I know you're down in San Antonio. I'm here in Dallas, Fort Worth, and Plano, not far away. And then Mose and Allen, a stone's throw away from me. So this is sort of a Texas trifecta tonight. 3 people from.
I got that right back there. So.
There you go. You got the Texas thing back. Yeah, I need to have something like that. And all I have is the glowing hexagon to make sure everybody's ordering Compass products during the show. That's all I've got going here, but it's great to have you here. And what I thought I'd do for tonight for everybody is first, well, it's a surprise for everybody. Nobody knew Greg was, Greg, no, nobody knew you were going to be on tonight. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to be mad at me that I didn't give everybody advance notice. Now's your time to catch you to talk about your games and your design approach and everything. So let's start from the beginning. Let's talk a little bit about how, like I always ask, your introduction to the hobby, how you got into gaming to begin with.
Oh boy, I was about 10 or 11. And there was a game store going out of business, Mini City, and my dad saw this one game that just happened to have a battle that was on my birthday, which is December 31st. So he picked up Murfreesboro from Uquinto.
Oh, nice! Yes.
And he got that for me, and also got Fear in the West. The old Battle Line one.
Wow.
But I couldn't play that one.
I was going to say, how hard was it for you, being new to gaming, Murfreesboro. I mean, that's not an easy. It's not
No,
Tactics 2. It's not Blitzkrieg. It's simple
but I was
Blitzkrieg.
already into maps and cartography and stuff like that. Because the story goes that I asked for an atlas on my 3rd birthday, and so I was already, you know, into that kind of stuff. So he saw that had map and everything, and it was a war, and I'd been getting into the Civil War military history and stuff, and so he was like, "Oh, just grab that," and gave it to me. But like I said, he also got Fear in the West, which was odd because, but I couldn't play that one because when I opened it up, it had the Objective Atlanta maps in the box.
So did it have both maps or the wrong?
No, it just had the Objective Atlanta maps in there, no Fear in the West maps, and so I couldn't play that one.
Welcome,
so I
welcome
ended
to
up
the world of errata. Errata doesn't
Yes.
exist in our hobby at all. Welcome to the world of errata. That's your indoctrination to a war game errata, I guess.
Exactly. Well, it's more like a compiling error. Somebody put the wrong maps in there.
Definitely.
Or back in those days, it could have been an open and got switched and then restringed. So
that's a rough start. That's a rough start.
Yeah, so I ended up having to start with Murfreesboro, which was fine. I mean, that's a bird game, so
yep.
it helped, and I liked the big counters and
the extra wide counters. So how did you? I always like to ask this question of designers. How did you go from introduction to the hobby and gaming? How did you end up putting on your designer hat? What was your trend? Did you have a transition to designer? Was it just a cold turkey?
It just, you know, over time, I've been thinking about, you know, and designing and changing things, and you know, you're always tweaking the house rules and stuff like that. And I came up with some new tables and stuff for Great Battles of American Civil War, and you know, new scenarios and things like that. But I was mostly solo, you know. I didn't. It was pre-internet days, so it was like, so most of the time I was playing by myself and doing stuff like that. So I'd always been kind of tinkering.
So tinkering, getting that designer inch by tinkering.
Yeah, tinkering around.
Great Battles series. Yeah.
And it wasn't until I got here in Dallas and got into a group and. With Mark Simonich and everybody and all together, and we were playing, and it was like we were playing a victory loss one day, and it was like he kept going, "Oh, I gotta get 5-1 here. I gotta get 5-1 here."
Counting, factor counting, huh?
And it was like, I don't like that. That's not too historical. It's like,
the
commanders didn't go around and say, "Oh, I need 5 guys over here, and I need." So I was like, and at that moment I just said, well, I'm going to just make my own.
Right.
And it just ballooned from there, because of course, being with Mark, he helped, guided me a little bit and helped me with files and stuff, and it just blew, and that's where Fall Blau was basically born.
Now you're using the Victory in the West system, which has a bunch of different iterations through SPI. I think maybe it started with I don't know if it was Guderian or even maybe NATO had those question mark counters.
Yeah, the original, according to the designer's notes and stuff, to Operation Typhoon, because the original spiel that he was going by was for Panzer Group Guderian.
Gotcha.
And
there you go. Yep.
And then he was like, well, this just don't fit.
And so Kharkov
so
and all these other ones.
Bukowski came up and they put together, okay, well, let's do these little strength chips and stuff. And
is that what you decided with Fall Blau? So Fall Blau, obviously, that's that nice monster-sized game.
Right. Fall Blau, I started with the Operation Typhoon rules.
Yeah, okay.
And I said, okay, here's the rules. And then the situation. So then I made the map, and then I just started going, well, how's that going to play? And so I start pulling out the rule here. No, that's fit. Tweak this, tweak that. Oh, add this back, and just mix and match. And
interesting.
Test all the way through.
Was the scale fairly similar to Operation Typhoon? Was it same like map hex scale? Or
well, no, because Typhoon's a little more tactical at like I think they said 2.7
2.7
miles to the hex.
Okay.
And so I was like, to cover such a big area, because I didn't want to go, full blown
20 maps.
yeah, like Case Blue.
Yeah, Case Blue, right?
And Case Blue is like 5 miles to the hex. So
Yeah.
I was like, no, I want one that'll fit on my table, because at that time I had like a 4x6 slab of plywood,
right,
that I just put out, and that was my table. So I initially started out, this game has to fit on my table.
How long did it take you, would you say, from serious start where you had the rules from Typhoon and you started going from there until you finished your design?
Well, I started the map August 2007.
August of 2007.
August 2007 is when I started the map.
Okay. And the release date was, remind me, what was the release date for Foul Ball?
May 2016.
Okay. So about 10 years, give or take.
Yeah. Like it's looking like it's normally about 9 years.
Yeah.
And,
nice comments here. Fall Blau. A lot of people have Fall Blau already, like myself. And yeah, it's a great looking game. And I'm already sold on the system, the Victory.
Oh yeah. And Newt did a wonderful job with the maps. Getting the graphics and stuff together, and yeah, he made them look real good.
What was the hardest part for you that you can remember? Let's say for Foul Blau, what was the biggest design challenge where you just sort of?
Well, it was like when I came out to that 2012 Expo, and we did that play testing and stuff, and I had brought, like I said, I started with Operation Typhoon and just started changing things. So the support system and the supply system. And everything was still exactly like Operation Typhoon. Yep. And so I got these guys at the Expo that had never played Operation Typhoon, and they were like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Because even though it was real simple, you just were either out of supply or isolated, and that was it. And they just couldn't grasp that, the different variations of supply would be able to be controlled by just out of supply and isolated. So that's where the support system came in. It was like they kept balking at that and going, and so I had to come out and rethink it, and I came back with the whole support system for support points and do that stuff. Basically kind of took it from Patton's Third Army and made it broader.
Okay. Well, let me do this. I want to share for everybody. I did want to talk about, so Kharkov Battles. When was your decision to do Kharkov Battles? Were you working on it?
Actually, that was Ken Dingley's idea.
Okay.
Because if you have the original Fall Blau Vassal, there's a scenario in there that's the second Kharkov battle. It's my prototype.
Gotcha.
Because when I was making Fall Blau, I originally had it start in May.
Oh, earlier. You had that earlier start.
Yes, I had the whole thing starting from May and then going to Christmas.
So for those uninitiated, so Kharkov Battles is a standalone game. So this new release is standalone, but it also, what is it, 2 scenario options to extend the campaign?
Right. There's the 3 that come just for Kharkov Battles, and then there's a January campaign that you can play on the 2 maps on Fall Blau, A and B. And then, of course, you can do the grand campaign because there's extra counters and stuff for Fall Blau, so that you can then extend past Christmas and run it all the way back to February, to the start of Kharkov Battles, basically. So it's now 74 turns.
So since there's such a close, since there's this great connection with Fall Blau, was there an opportunity? Were there any errata counters for Fall Blau that could be addressed with Kharkov Battles?
Right. There's that third sheet is basically all just, except for some, half markers and stuff. The rest of it was the complaints that people had about the mechanized units, the German mechanized units, not being able to read their unit IDs and stuff. And so I redid had redo all of them.
Okay.
So all the German mechanized units there are replaced on that. Yeah, there.
There we go, right here. These are I'll
the
zoom
whole
in here.
top section is for Fall Blau, and it's just identical to what's in Fall Blau, but he enlarged the unit IDs better so you can see it. And there are a couple of little changes, like I realized that the 22nd Panzer had just the old Czechoslovakian tanks, and so I gave them a lower rating
Gotcha.
than the other ones, and just little things. And then of course the rest of the counters are mostly, to extend to cover that January campaign. So going from turn 60 to 74.
And then this worked out great. So Brittany, which I know she's posted on social media when she got Fall Blau as well, that it was actually that grand campaign combining both is what pushed her over the edge to buy both. 80 hours. I don't know if that's what's on the box or how much time if we promised Brittany she'd be busy for 80 hours at least doing the grand, if that was
that
a
actually
recommendation, or that's how much she
sounds
spent.
a little on the low side. I mean, if you think about
so
it,
maybe she's thinking she can finish in 80, but it might be a wee bit longer.
Yeah, when you get into the meat and you got the whole line and running a turn, you're looking at at least an hour turn. So
I see. Our Kickstarter, Truth in Advertising, we lowballed it. Brittany, you're gonna report back to us. Brittany, let us know if you can get it done in 80 hours. We need a full report back from you. So definitely. But let's do this. What I want to do was, we did have that Kickstarter of Kharkov Battles, as you mentioned, and when you go to the Kickstarter, you can also check out the rules for Kharkov Battles, the rules and scenarios. So definitely go to Kickstarter and just type in Kharkov Battles, like you see here, the title of the game, and you'll land on the Kickstarter, and there you'll get this link, which allows you, and also, by the way, you can download it as a PDF. And the upper left-hand corner is where that download, where the logo is. You can download the PDF. But this is a very manageable set of rules. I was actually surprised. 22 pages with scenarios, etc.
Yeah, and those rules are basically what's in Fall Blau, without the Caucasus stuff and the extra things. So if you read this and you learn the rules here, you can go right into Fall Blau and play the big one just with a few extra little charts.
Oh, that's great. I mean, this is an easily digestible set of rules. I mean, that's wonderful. So everybody, please definitely do check out these rules. Again, they're available online and you can download them. We also just posted the errata, so thanks for preparing that errata. So that's available. I showed earlier how we moved our news and updates to a new platform where we added that news item already, which just as a reminder, if I go here to game support, that's probably the most recent news item, I believe. Oh, no, it was the Learn to Play, but here it is, Kharkov Battles. So here we've got, the PDF download. You can just click on that, and it will take you straight to the PDF download, which is, big text. It's really just a page. It's just really a page of clarifications and such. So really surprisingly low amount of errata for a big game.
Right, and since I had it done a year ago, so a couple of the things are just stuff that I found since I got my copy. Is like, okay.
So it's great to have that there for sure. What I want to do is just to find out a little bit more about what your plans are for the future. One thing, let me ask you this. When having that you're doing Kharkov Battles and you've got those extra counters which help out Fall Blau, like you mentioned, were there any changes you wanted to make to Fall Blau that was workable for you? Were there any little enhancements that are like, oh, maybe I should have reconsidered or just tweak this rule a little bit and maybe I can do it through Kharkov Battles? Was any of that?
That came up during working on Kharkov Battles, and why it took a little bit longer is because I was going through and seeing, because I was trying to make it the exact same rules, and so that's why there are a few things added to the errata for Fall Blau to change them to match what I did in Kharkov Battles. So Kharkov Battles is the way it should be, and that's how it's set going forward.
Great, that's awesome. And then of course David's asking, are you going to take it? Where do we go from here? Where does Greg Blanchett go from here? You've got this great great
I-
system now down.
Right. When I first started envisioning all this stuff, yeah, it was going to be something I could do from 41 to 44. And so after I had done Fall Blau, then I started working on the maps for Operation Typhoon. There'd be 2 maps covering Moscow area. I'm like 2/3 of the way into one of the maps,
Yep.
but like I said, Ken Dingley got me to say, "Oh, we need another game right away." And so I took
We can't
that
wait that
second.
long.
Yeah, so I took that second Kharkov
Yeah.
little scenario that I had thrown away from Fall Blau because I was like, it just didn't fit, and finished it. I looked at Operation Star, the old SPI game, and said, hey, that's the same scale.
Right.
And so I basically said, okay, let me just do second and third and put that together. And so basically Kharkov Battles is a remake, a more accurate version of Operation Star, that old Army Group South from SPI. And
that's wonderful. Like I said, I love the system. So I'm just all over the whole thing. And any other games in the future, or not just with Compass, but just in general? Can you share with us what your aspirations are?
Well, the other one that is with Compass now, used to be with MMP, was VCS Kharkov, Nathan's Variable Combat Series, which is basically, a new version of Victory in the West. So I had that all done. It didn't make the pre-orders, and so Bill Thomas said, "Hey, I'll take it." So I'm getting that one done.
And I think that's James's question. Would you say that's your next project? Like
yes,
if we say that, so say again, what's the title?
The next one is Spring Prelude, because I'm quite close to being finished, wrapping up with Tester. Testers are doing Scenario 3 right now. Everything's looking good. So that, Spring Prelude be the next one.
And then Mo's asking, would it be for your other games? Would Bagration be the next follow-up?
Oh no, for Fall Blau, like I said, would be Operation Typhoon. Would be going back to Winter 41.
41. Going to go back to, which is how many? And you said you can do it on 2 maps. Is that
2
your
maps
scale?
at that
so
scale,
because I think SPI was 3 maps. So this is a little, the scale's a little bit.
Yeah, because difference between 10 kilometers versus 5 miles or whatever it is.
Yeah. It's a very popular. What Eric says is very true. By the way, I'm jealous of Eric's game room. He has an incredible game room. I don't have a game room. I just have my blue glowing hexagon to calm me down that I don't have a game room. But he has an awesome game room. Incredible. I'll have to get a picture, Eric. Send me a picture of it again. But there's a lot of battles. There's a lot of games on Kharkov. So it's really great to see. But and I think we'll see at Compass Expo in less than 2 weeks. I'm sure we'll be seeing Fall Blau or Kharkov Battles being played.
I hope so. I won't be there, but
I'm sorry we're gonna miss you there. But in heart, we're gonna be playing your game. I don't know about a good question from Hopshed Brewery. Thanks for joining us on Facebook. I like that logo. Little avatar is cool looking. But plans to reprint Fall Blau, I know definitely. It's done very well for Compass Games, so I'm sure at some point, we'll always have these games in print. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think Bill was just looking at, to 2016 to 2021. Now it's out of print. So that's 5 years.
What's going to be interesting though is as you add these follow-on titles, that's going to renew interest in Fall Blau. So
exactly.
That's usually how
because the maps
circle of life, right? Circle of life.
Whenever I get back to it, and the maps for Operation Typhoon, of course, it will then lay back over Fall Blau. So
exactly. Absolutely makes sense. And then any other outside projects you're working on? I know obviously we're focusing on Compass, but we want to know more about what you're doing.
Yeah, then I'm basically they're all the same system, but just tweaked a little bit from the VCS, and then I made Spring Prelude, so then I tweaked it a little bit more to fit Operation Mars, and so Legion has put on their CPO because I got the 3 games there for what we're calling the Silent Dead series. But they're basically just another iteration of the Victory in the West. But this time I've, taken out soak-offs, taken out, a mandatory combat and all this extra stuff, and just getting down to the nitty-gritty of just move and fight, move and fight. So
I was going to tell everybody. Tony's asking. I'm gonna leave all you guys to the reprint with Bill Thomas. That's why we do the town halls. You can give him all that feedback. I don't have to be the middleman. I won't get in trouble. It's direct from the customer to Bill. And actually, Bill Alderman, who does Big Board, he does like oversized versions of games with the really big counters and such. And I don't know if it would be too big for your Foul Blau because it's big already. It's a pretty big game already. But if Tony wants like a mega size, you could probably do it through Bill Alderman. We just have to set up that system where you can do a. Then it's probably $400, typically to do something multi-map that's 150, 170% blown up version of that game. But there you go, Tony. Spend a few $100s.
Yeah, I actually posted some pictures showing the dimensions if you lay down map D on top of the Fall Blau and extend it on over, and you're looking at 60, 70 inches this way. And
see, Eric's being modest. He's saying these giant games are pretty cool for conventions, but what you don't know is he's got room at his house for these games. We can have a convention at Eric's game room. We could literally do that one day. So maybe that will happen one day for sure. Now, what game? Somebody was asking earlier at the beginning, but I didn't want to distract from our introduction. But what game do you have set up behind you there on the table? Can you share with us?
Oh, that's Spring Prelude. That's the one I'm working on.
That's the one you're working on right now, Spring Prelude. Yes. So is that, looks like it's 2 maps?
It's 2 maps. Bill said keep it at a 1/2-inch counters.
There's not too many factors on the counters to begin with, right? Usually it's
no.
You don't. That's one thing I learned is I think it was with we went too big. I went too big on the Korean War maps because I thought, well, we got to have bigger counters. But I thought, well, it turns out there's only 2 values on the counters, 2 key values in the IDs, and 1/2-inch still sort of works when you don't have many values. When you don't have
and I got a lot of color coded because you got either the color bar at the top, and then of course it's either red or blue for different shits, and so
yeah, no, that sounds great. So what happens to Greg Blanchette end of the day? Does he just stick to Eastern Front or right off to the sunset, or do you take it to the Western Front? You mentioned Patton's Third Army from SPI. That's
what got me into the system. But pretty much I'm stuck in the Eastern Front right now. Because even after the Legion 3 that I got there, I actually have started working out. Right now it's called Red Ambush, but it's October 41 Kalanin, or however you want to pronounce that.
Yeah, sure.
But basically what Jack Ratty's book that he did on the northern flank there. And in fact, he's actually emailed me and asked to help me when time comes, get that together, because I'm working on the order battle and everything.
What's the scale? I know New England Simulations came out with Jaws of Victory, Corson Pocket, which was a map and a half.
Huge and detailed. They went completely.
Oh, it was a very detailed game. But for your system to do, what would happen to at your scale? I imagine it wouldn't be as big, right? To do Corson Pocket at your scale, is it 2 maps, maybe 3 at the most? For Corson Pocket, if you were going to do it.
What
would your
for
guess
something
be?
Like Spring Prelude, or
for your system like Kharkov Battles,
Battles for Fall Blau at 10 kilometers? I don't know. It'd probably only be a part of a map.
Oh, only part of a map.
Because you see, because map D
I thought it was
covers
a broader
all the way from
area.
Kursk all the way down to the Black Sea. So
gotcha.
Yeah. You'd probably be like half a map.
There. Oh wow. Okay, I didn't realize it was going to be at that scale. Okay, well, I learned something tonight. But this is exciting. So it's all been about Kharkov Battles, and of course, Fall Blau as well, since the 2 games match up. So I hope folks here, if you have an interest in Eastern Front World War II, which I would assume are probably most of the people here tonight, like me, definitely check out Kharkov Battles. Again, it's except for maybe Kev Sharp's copy. I think everybody's getting their copy already. We're gonna have to see how to get Kevin's his copy of the game. He's anxiously waiting for it. He's anxiously waiting for it. But thanks so much. And Tim's looking forward to his receiving his Kharkov. So there's more than one person waiting for their Kharkov battles. Mike, thank you, Mike, for your order. Our job is done. The blue hexagon glow worked on you. See, so there you go. Another order for Kharkov battles. So glad to see David's got his. Awesome to see that. Definitely, if you guys got Fall Blau, like Brittany said, hey, only 80 hours according to Brittany. I know our Kickstarter did it, but maybe it is playable in 80 hours. Who knows? Maybe it's doable. Maybe team play.
Yeah, I don't remember, because there was one time I actually did play all 60 turns, and I don't remember how long it took me.
So I'm trying to think what games would be comparable to both Fall Blau and Kharkov together. Is it anything from Simonich already, or other? I don't know if Rady's done anything. I'm trying to think what games would be.
Well, of course, yeah, Simonich came out with the Stalingrad 42. But,
Stalingrad 42. Yeah. So there's that. He also did the earlier version, which was Rhino Game Company, but I think Stalingrad 42 is the more modernized.
Yeah, it superseded, and of course Ukraine 43. Then
Ukraine 43, which is a smaller scale.
Yeah, it covers after Kursk, so that's
right.
actually the fourth Kharkov.
You mentioned SPI's done some games on this. Well, SPI did Kharkov. I'm trying to remember which Kharkov battle that was. If that was the second one.
That was second. That's what my Spring Prelude replaces. If you want to be accurate.
Oh, that's what Spring Prelude replaces is that Kharkov.
A little more detailed and a little more accurate. The map is accurate.
There we go. And I think Eric's got it right. He's 80 hours with a chess clock with teams. Absolutely.
Correct.
Now,
yeah,
Eric,
I gotta
ask Eric if Eric might have custom chess clocks in his game room. I'm gonna have to tease him about that too. He might have them already.
So we had 4 there at that expo, and it was real fun. So.
Fall Blau is out of stock. I believe Brittany got the last copy, actually. So talk to Brittany. Blame Brittany. Well, she's actually the smartest one in the group. She got the last copy of Fall Blau, and yeah, so kudos to her. So I think the town. That's again, give it some time, everybody. I'd say, and of course, it's on the open market. I think on eBay I saw Fall Blau. Maybe it was it wasn't priced obscenely. Some people will take a game that's out of print and go obscenely high on it right away. This one was maybe a 25%, 35% surcharge just because it's mint and it's available now. So obviously the aftermarket will have some Fall Blaus, but I really think that if there's new gamers and more people buying Kharkov Battles and maybe they just never had a chance to get Fall Blau, that might create some pent-up demand down the road for Fall Blau again. So otherwise, it's a party at Brittany's place or Eric Walter's place for dedicated game room space. So that's the plan there. So Hopshed's asking about Victory Loss. Now that I guess maybe is that the topic of the game? Because that's when you said you were playing earlier, right? Victory Loss.
Yeah, that MMP.
That was MMP. That was a game you played earlier that had some.
Right.
Mark Simonich was doing some factor counting on
5-1
odds,
we were playing that because that's a little chip pool, and he was just trying to get 5-1s all the time. I'm like, no.
and like Brian said, everybody's now wondering, okay, how do I get a copy of Fall Blau? It's out of print. Definitely. Obviously, if you're members of Facebook, there's a Consim Marketplace group. You can ask for wanting to buy. There's also Consim World Forum, which I host. It has a very active marketplace with transactions, multiple transactions every day at no cost, no surcharge. Just people go in there and they get games they're looking for. Pretty good high success rate. So I would say Consim World Forum. Obviously, Board Game Geek has a marketplace. You can also try there. I haven't checked Board Game Geek for Fall Blau, but I think it's just a testament to the success of Kharkov Battles. People are really going to enjoy this standalone, but then to realize I can combine it with this game I might not own, that's going to be driving demand now, I think, for Fall Blau in the future. So, let's see what happens. And some stores, some retailers might have a Fall Blau here or there. I'm sure they do. It's just a matter of finding the right brick and mortar or online retailer location that has it, and they'll most likely have it. So
yeah, that was the part of the reason of doing this one, is to make something you could intro into the system. Just one map.
Yep.
And It's got all the same rules. And just once you learn that, you know it.
Yeah, and then Tim has a background in politics, so here's his play. He says, "Everybody, email Bill right now and demand a reprint of Fall Blau. Damn it. No, what you can do, Tim, actually the more effective way to be really persuasive is show up at Compass Expo, because you get about 50% off all products, unless they're, say, brand new, like a month old. Maybe then we make a small exception. But yeah, anything that's been in stock, Bill does an incredible discount. So show up in person in less than 2 weeks, Tim, and you can personally get a bunch of stuff cheap and then ask Bill gently, kindly, what about another foul blow for our future, right? That's right. Eric knows. Eric knows how this works. So, but Tim, great idea. I like your idea about saying another foul blow one day. Maybe that will happen. We'll see how it goes. But hey, Greg, it's been great tonight. Thanks for being the surprise designer guest tonight. I know I'm going to take a lot of flack. A lot of people are going to say, "Why didn't you tell me that Greg was going to be on tonight? I was going to ask him all these questions and thank him for the great job he's doing." But yeah, I mean, that's the way it goes. And like Mo says, in Compass Expo, I'm bringing a extra suitcase myself, Mo. So that's how we roll at Compass Expo, or in the case of Eric, footlockers, or containers, but hopefully you don't have to ship from China at least. So that's the good news. So it's been great to have you. Thanks for joining us tonight. It was long overdue. I'm glad we could finally get together. I'm sorry we never did one on Fall Blau a while back, but at least we've sort of caught up with Kharkov Battles. And I know everybody was really enjoyed getting a chance to meet you, to learn a little bit more about you. I like that story about Fury in the West, that you had some errata early in your hobby life. You had the wrong map. It wasn't, how would you play Fury in the West? At least you knew the map was wrong. Thank goodness. That setup would have been a bear if you didn't.
Oh yeah, I mean, I pulled it out and said Objective Atlanta. What?
Where's Atlanta on the map? How's this? How do I play this? War games are just too complicated. That's all there is to it. But again, as Mo says, and everybody said, Brittany's a big fan of your games. Thanks, Brittany, for picking up Greg's games as well from Compass. Really appreciate your support. And yeah, people are going to have a lot of fun now with Kharkov Battles. I think we'll see some videos on it. I'll be posting videos as they get posted on Kharkov Battles for sure. I'm sure we'll see some Fall Blau videos in the future as well. So again, Greg, thank you so much for spending some time with us tonight. It was great to have you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Take care, Greg. Bye-bye. And just a reminder for everybody, I'll check in with Bill Thomas for next week, but the plan is that hopefully we will do our town hall 1 week leading to the Expo. Maybe we'll have some late breaking news just before Expo hits on Thursday the 11th. Also a reminder for those that might be attending Compass Expo, the hotel was able to arrange for us to have a early setup on where we can actually set up Wednesday night. So if you are flexible on arriving on Thursday, you can arrive as early on Thursday as you'd like, because we're going to set up on Wednesday night, November 10th, and we should hopefully have everything pretty much done. So if you don't have to wait till 5 o'clock Thursday night on the 11th, if you can get in early afternoon around lunchtime, you could probably get your table set up or start setting up at Compass Expo. So again, that's in Meriden, Connecticut, East Coast. Would love to have you there. I hope next year we'll also be we'll be doing something on the West Coast, maybe also Central U.S. area as well in the future. So we're trying to get as close as we can to all our great customers. I'd love to do something in Europe one day. We'd love to do something in Europe one day or somewhere else as well. So let's just see where this ride takes us. But again, November 11th is our first day for Compass Expo. And again, I hope to see you. We'll be announcing early next week. But yes, fingers crossed. Let's see if we can do a town hall next Thursday with Bill Thomas and Billy Thomas, and we will go from there. So again, everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you in 1 week from tonight. Take care, everybody, and have a great weekend. It's great to be with you again. Bye-bye.